Hi guys, thanks for joining us again on the channel. So, there's a reason I haven't talked about this one until now. It's not because I didn't want to talk about it, but because I needed to get it right. And now, the wait's over. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details. Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer found themselves working from home for an extended period and decided it was finally time to invest in an external display. The goal was to find a versatile monitor that could serve as an extended screen for their work laptop, particularly for spreadsheet-heavy tasks, and also handle a future gaming PC upgrade. Initially, our reviewer was set on a higher resolution QHD or 4K screen, thinking it would allow more content to be displayed at once. However, after a conversation with a roommate, they were convinced that for a 27-inch screen, 1080p provides plenty of clarity without making text and icons uncomfortably small. This advice proved to be spot on. This client found the sharpness of this 1080p monitor to be more than adequate for its size, confirming that a higher resolution might have been overkill. Setting up the display was refreshingly simple. A pleasant surprise was the inclusion of a DisplayPort cable in the box, which allowed for a seamless dual computer setup. The work laptop connects via HDMI and the gaming PC via DisplayPort, making it effortless to switch between work and play with the press of a button, eliminating the hassle of constantly swapping cables. The screen itself is quite impressive, with slim bezels and no noticeable defects like dead pixels. For gaming, the performance is excellent, featuring a very high refresh rate and a fast response time that keeps motion looking smooth. It's worth noting that to achieve the maximum refresh rate, you need to use the DisplayPort connection. The colors look accurate and true, even on the stark white backgrounds of spreadsheets and emails, making it a great all-rounder. As a bonus, this monitor also has built-in speakers. While headphones are still the better choice for immersive gaming, the speakers are a handy addition for work calls or casual listening. Overall, this client is extremely pleased with how well this monitor handles both productivity and entertainment.
Cool, let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer is extremely pleased with this gaming monitor. Having used more expensive displays in the past, they were initially skeptical about the benefits of higher refresh rates. However, they were quickly proven wrong. A longtime gamer dating back to the early consoles, our reviewer has seen a significant improvement in their gaming performance, particularly in fast-paced first-person shooter games. They noticed a considerable increase in responsiveness, making them feel like their reflexes were quicker. Beyond gaming, this client has also experienced less eye fatigue, even during extended use for up to 24 hours. They also use the monitor for photo editing and found the color calibration to be surprisingly accurate right out of the box. They recommend using a bias light behind the monitor to enhance black levels, improve color vibrancy, and reduce eye strain, especially when transitioning between light and dark scenes. While the client previously owned a smaller version which they passed on to their son, this reviewer did notice a single stuck pixel, almost in the center of the screen. However, it doesn't bother them the majority of the time, even during editing. They praised the overall quality of products from this brand. The included DisplayPort cable is high quality and enabled automatic synchronization up to 165 Hz. The monitor was easily recognized by their Windows 10 system and NVIDIA graphics card. They also mentioned enabling FreeSync and a sharpening enhancement setting, as the image initially appeared slightly softer compared to their previous monitor. Once these settings were adjusted, the picture quality became excellent. This reviewer highly recommends purchasing this monitor.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer found this monitor to be a pretty solid piece of tech overall. Right out of the box, it ran at 165 Hz via HDMI with no issues, which was a pleasant surprise. Ghosting wasn't noticeable at all, even without enabling any overdrive or MPRT modes. Color representation was decent, though the gamma and contrast settings weren't quite to this client's liking initially, requiring some tweaking within the NVIDIA control panel to get it just right. Initially, there was a perceived high latency, almost like using a TV with post-processing enabled. Activating FreeSync seemed to resolve this, and even after turning it off, the latency wasn't as noticeable. It's possible our reviewer simply got used to it, but it was definitely annoying at first. One drawback is that the monitor tends to get pretty warm along the lower side edges when running at high brightness. Another issue is the weak sound output from the screen. It's not powerful enough to connect their sound system directly. The on-screen display OSD menu could be more user-friendly and better organized. Additionally, there's an unmentioned low-motion blur mode that inserts black frames, although it's unavailable when FreeSync is enabled. Only one of the picture profiles is customizable, and the OSD navigation buttons are rather loud. While this client hasn't used many high-resolution displays, the 1920x1080 resolution seems a bit lacking for a 27-inch monitor. Finally, there is noticeable light bleed around the edges of the screen, which can be distracting in dark scenes.
And that's a wrap. If this video was helpful, like and subscribe. Got questions? Let's chat in the comments. See you soon.